Friends, is this going to be the year 2026 when J Novel Club starts printing their digital-only manga? Y'all, we have 2 different listings I need you to know about. I'm hopeful for the future for their titles. Hello friends, happy Monday. So very excited that you're here. So very excited to be here as well. Listen, I just need to say, it may not be an elephant in the room for anybody else, but it is for myself. There was an incredible shoujo anime leak. Like, absolutely incredible. This manga is in my top 10 favorite manga of all time. Y'all, when the time comes, if you know, you know, please don't spoil it for anybody else. I really wrestled with myself because I haven't really shared any leaks, and could see somebody saying, well, Laura, you're sharing Amazon listings or book retailer listings, but those feel different because the publisher already put those out there. This leak is just being told, shared by a reliable leaker online, but again, just know when the news drops, we will be there. We will be there fangirling and cheering and all of the things. I realize that's a weird thing to start off with, but man, I have just been over the moon, overjoyed for that leak, and I cannot wait to get the official news, the official source, so I can share it with you. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and jump right in. Before we talk about those J-novel listings that were found by a friend of mine, Magical Girl Dandelion had a new chapter. Yes, chapter 20.2. What a twist that this was for this chapter. I don't know what I was expecting. I never know what to expect going into these chapters, but this one, I don't know, it really hit the heart, and then it ended on a cliffhanger that I'm excited to see what's to come, but also really nervous at the same time because of the news that was dropped. It really transformed everything, and it's like, well, where do we go from here? I forgot to see if there was a thing up saying, hey, look forward to this chapter on this date. I didn't check, but if there is one, I will leave it here. I'm really excited. I just pre-ordered volume 2 the other day of the physical copy. This is just a series I can't get enough of, and I really hope that things are going to be okay for a certain character that was in this last chapter, because again, that twist was just something that was very heartfelt and emotional and a complete game changer that's going to determine and change everything for what will be like the final battle between, as you would say, the good guys and the bad guys, I guess you would say. Though I don't think that time is coming just yet, but we're definitely working up to it, and I will be seated for when that time comes. Now, I did forget, I've got one more other bit of news, because let me tell you, my friends had shared about a ice press sale that was happening, and I was okay, I'm gonna go check it out. And one friend had mentioned how Not So Wicked Stepmom was on there, and hey, I could maybe get the volumes that I'm currently missing, which is quite a bit, but I go on there, and the Remarried Empress is part of this sale. Do you know what I saw? I saw a listing for the Remarried Empress Volume 10! Volume 10! It's been, what, a year since we got a new physical volume? And if you've read the physical volumes, you know Volume 9 ended on a massive, really nasty cliffhanger, and I'm so sorry to every person that decided not to go online and read because, yeah, it was bad. It was bad, like, really bad, okay? And so to know that we have an actual listing for volume 10, dude, I was so excited, so stoked. In fact, the tweet I shared, I realized I even put the full title. I said new remarried volume. I meant new remarried empress volume. But I posted this, what? Oh, I posted at 9 o'clock. I had no excuses of why I missed that. But anyway, I cannot wait. This is one of my favorite manhwa series. I am behind digitally right now, but it's the only one that I try really hard to keep up to date with because I love the characters. I love the drama of all things. One of my least favorite characters ever is in this manhwa, and I just can't stand him, but the writing is so good. I'm deeply invested. I don't even know what volume 10 looks like, so this is gonna be a real big treat for me because I haven't even seen the Korean edition, and I'm just like, I am here. And same with these 2 other listings that were found by my friend Big Queenie for the manga, digital only manga by J Novel Club. Now, I don't know if these are gonna be mentioned later or anything. One of them is already actually on Yen Press's website, but of all things as well, they are shoujo manga. And for this first one that I'm personally really excited for, we did have an anime adaptation announcement last year, and that is the 100th times the charm. She was executed 99 times, so how did she unlock super love mode? This is the manga. J Novel Club is also releasing the light novels for this series. As it says in the title, she was executed 99 times, and so now on this 100th time, she's wanting to change things, and when I was reading the blurb, she seems to have unlocked some some kind of power where she can hear people's thoughts. And she uses this newfound ability, this new power, to help change the course of how her life goes here. And I'm very stoked. I heard it's very funny. I did read chapter 1, or like flip through it online of the sample, and it seems really great. It seems really great. It has actually me even more curious about the anime. I don't know if we've had any recent news about it, but I am very curious. And this one comes out June 23rd, and I definitely will be picking up this one. This other one I've actually read digitally, and that is Safe and Sound in the Arms of an Elite Knight. I read volume 1 digitally when I was sick. I got this manga on sale for 99 cents, and I said, hey, why not? It's about a young woman. She is considered, I think, like a cursed child. She's got some kind of birthmark that makes her different, stand out in her family, and when she's older, at some point someday, her mom holds her at knife point, and so our female lead ends up running away. She goes to the royal capital. Somehow, some way, I don't remember how, I'm sorry, she ends up running into our elite knight here, and so their romance, their love story unfolds. When I was reading my review, because I mentioned to some friends that it was too wholesome, I don't think that was quite it. The thing is this cover is so wholesome, and they look so cute, and I came in expecting all of these sweet romantic moments, and there's gotta be a build-up. We don't quite see, yes, there's a few moments, so I'm a little bit on the fence for this one, because it says that's $15.99 at the retail price, which does make me think, are they doing the same thing that Kodansha is doing, where it's sort of a print on demand rather than having a set number of volumes that they will print, that this, whenever they buy it, people will get it, since it has, again, the higher price. I don't know that. I believe, though, I don't remember if this was listed on Yen Press's website, but Being Queenie did have a tweet, and she did share about how the light novelists that won their contest that J-Novel was hosting are also getting their books physically printed. I can't remember the name of the other one, but this one is Cogs of Time, and I'm very curious about this one simply because it has a steampunk vibes. I'm like, that is so underrated. I have really enjoyed steampunk novels I've read in the past. I find them very interesting. I really enjoy the world building a lot. So this is one I would genuinely be interested in checking out and seeing what happens with it. Now, as this one, as you can see from her screenshot, is on the Yen Press website, so I'm guessing that the other two will be listed on Yen Press's website. I'm not quite sure, and I'm not really quite sure if J-Novel is even going to say anything about these getting physically printed, but they do have license announcements coming next Friday on the 13th at 3 p.m. Eastern. I'm curious if Viz will also have their license announcements that day or not. I guess to be determined. But I will be very curious to see if they're going to be announcing anything else that's getting printed, because yes, Bibliophile Princess, can we get that? Is it not too delulu for me to hope that we will eventually get that printed? I know other countries have it. I'm like, please. I do have a video review of the first 3 volumes, I believe, and I've read those 3 volumes at least 3 times. That's how much I deeply enjoyed reading what I have of this series, and I need to read ahead, but I have very little self-control when it comes to digital titles and digital things, so I have not gotten any more volumes, unfortunately, but not from lack of wanting. Though I will say, WebToons, I will, as long as the series is free and I don't have to pay anything, I don't exercise self-control there, okay? And I have a feeling with this one that recently got picked up called My Bias is Obsessed with Me. This just sounds like an absolute blast, sounds right up my alley. I'm not familiar with it except for the female lead. She's obsessed with a one-guy character in a dating sim otome game, but she finds out that, I guess in the other routes, that he unfortunately dies at some point, and the shock of it, I don't know if it takes her out and she's reincarnated into the game, but somehow she finds herself in this game and interacting with her bias. Even though she seems to be just a side character, she's not the villainess, not the heroine, and so I'm assuming it's her changing the story to keep her bias alive. And I'm like, yes, I just happened to see it in passing online that somebody shared that it got picked up, and I'm like, okay, it's time to add to my WebToons list of things to read because it just sounds like so much fun. Oh, this is such great news. If you have pre-ordered Veil, or you've wanted to order Veil volumes 1 and 2, guess what? Mangasplain actually shared a post with the physical volumes. Yes, they say volumes 1 and 2. The reprint is here, and I know somebody online has already confirmed they saw it at their local bookstore that they went to, and volumes 3 and 4 should be here later this month. I'm like, oh my goodness, we're really gonna get Veil for my birthday? Yes! Yes, I'm really, really stoked for this. This was such a wonderful tweet to come across. Like, I hallelujah. Let's hope that it continues to really happen. A friend helped me get volumes 3 and 4 because Books A Million canceled my pre-order, so I do not. This is like the only series I refused to pre-order from them because I did not like how it was done dirty and didn't get my pre-orders for the volume. And I guess on the theme of pre-orders, if you pre-ordered Starclock Liddell from Glacier Bay Books, I happen to also see in passing that they mentioned that the series is still for pre-order on their website. Now, not the special slipcase that those who backed on Kickstarter, but they did mention in this same tweet that it is currently printing right now. So if you've been waiting for your pre-order and hoping for some kind of update, it does seem it's finally getting printed. I don't know when the original date was that they said it would be ready by, but just hang in there if you pre-ordered this series and you're waiting for it, and at least we have a somewhat, maybe if it's informal, at least we have an update, right? But if you're looking for a digital sale, Kodansha, I love the name of this sale that they did. They have a digital manga sale with I think only one title being on there that's not a shoujo, but it's called I Love You, but I've chosen manga. And you can get select series here in this list, 50% off. We got Love That's an Understatement. I wish the volume 7 that is up for pre-order was on sale, but I just went ahead and pre-ordered it the other day. Get I Kiss You Every Day, Gazing at the Star Next Door, My Boyfriend Orange, My Little Monster, Say I Love You, and You Got Me Senpai. Lots of great series here, lots of things to choose from. This sale goes into the 16th of February, so if you've been wanting to try out any of these series or, you know, catch up on some of the series, this seems like a really great time to do so. But if all of the news thus far that I shared is just not really, you know, grabbing your attention, you're like, okay, yes, we have these manga, I'm not a fan of this manga, or like, oh, that sounds interesting, but I don't want to pay for that manga, you know, which I 100% get because budgeting's a thing. It's not very exciting, but Seven Seas had their new reader survey out, so you can go on there and share. They asked a question: how did you come across them? Was it because of manga, light novel, and so forth? I thought that a very interesting question. I chose manga, and then, you know, sharing which manga you're interested in they're releasing. Then, you know, also what manga would you love to see picked up? And I said this manga right here, and I'll also leave the title in the corner because I saw some art of it the other day. Now, this is a series. I actually have 2 of the creators' works on my license wish list. I don't know which one I want more because one was a sports shoujo, but the creator's been working on this one, so I sort of maybe want this one more. But I felt like it would be a good pickup because it does give me a little bit of Tom and B-side. We don't have a gloomy horror and we don't have a hottie horror, but I believe it's a childhood friends to lovers, and the female lead has a crush on her younger brother's friend. I think he's like 1 year younger than her, something like that. But the thing is, she has these crazy scenarios, ideas in her head that something is going to happen to her because I think she got hit by like a car and that sort of traumatized her. So she's sort of not doom and gloom, but she can have moments, I guess, like that. Thing is, though, is the guy she likes, the male lead, he is like so smooth, so cool, but he too can act the same way. And I think only his best friend, the brother of the female lead, knows how he really is. So they both like each other, but I don't think the other person knows. I am obsessed with the art of this series. It was the first thing that drew me to it. When there was like one chapter out of her sports shoujo manga, instant put on my license wish list. When I saw she was working on this one, instantly put it on my license wish list. So I said that one because I feel like it would be a really good fit. And I want to say, I couldn't remember what I said in January, and then manhwa, once again, I forgot to put stuff on there. So yeah, that is the one that I said, and I really hope at some point we get it in English. Now, this next little bit of news before we go into anime stuff is a little bit different. It's not an actual manga, but it is inspired by a manga and anime. It is a Yona of the Dawn zine. I don't know how some people here feel about zines. I absolutely love them. I have several haiku ones. They are amazing, and so fans of the series have come together. They're putting this zine together, and they're doing an interest check. So if you also would be interested in a Yona of the Dawn zine, sort of like a fan-made magazine, be sure to go to that link. I'll leave all the links down below. Go tell them what you're interested in, how much you would pay if you're interested, how do you want to contribute by like writer, artist, buyer, all 3, none of the above, I guess. You're just interested. That'd be sort of weird if like you have no genuine interest at all. I think it's really awesome and truly hoping the most success for this. I will be following it, and you'll probably hear updates in the future about it whenever we get more information and we're past the interest check. But let's talk about that anime. We had a new anime adaptation announcement of I Am a Witch and My Crush Wants Me to Make a Love Potion. Yes! The leak came out this for a while back, and I have just been waiting so impatiently because because I recently read the latest manga volume, excuse me. It was amazing. Very, very much loved it. In fact, you guys voted for this manga when it came to one of my recent shoujo quizzes. If you like, check it out here. It was a lot of fun, though. I do apologize. I feel like that quiz was a little bit harder than usual, so I am sorry, but I'm very, very stoked that we are getting it. It even says it's coming in 2026 this year. Yes, so hopefully we will see a new key visual soon or a new PV. You know, we will talk about when the time comes. So this one, I love this manga. Though I am an In It Villain, it's one of my most anticipated anime of this year. Unfortunately, it is getting postponed. I believe it was supposed to be coming out in April, but now it's going to be coming out in July. I'm not really sure because I did not translate the letter / note that they have here, but it does say in the tweet when you use a translation that there were some production issues, I guess, and so they decided to postpone it, which hopefully everything will work out and it will be okay because I really, again, have been looking forward to this, and it's a manga that I have deeply enjoyed. I still haven't read the latest volume. Maybe I'll do that today after filming this video. And last but not least, we have plenty of cover reveals. I think I have like 8 cover reveals here, and these are in no certain order, but I will say the first 3 or 4 are my favorites. And that for the first one is If the Villainess and Villain Met and Fell in Love, Volume 5 of the manga. Yes! And I'm like, oh my goodness. You know, for a second I had the thought of like, they're holding hands! But not exactly like that. I mean, they are, you know, hopefully it's like a romantic thing. Really excited to see the little bird. Can't say much more about that due to spoilers, but you guys did vote for this in my Villainous event last year, and I finally have a video review, and I'm so glad because I love this manga, and I'm thankful that I have like a resource of like, hey, if you're curious about my thoughts, go check it out here. But this next one, I need a video review of because I adore this series so much, and that's The Fiancé Chosen by the Ring, Volume 7. It has been so long since we got a new volume, but oh, it is absolutely amazing. Aurora is so beautiful. Very, very excited. My friend actually bought me Volume 7 when she was in Japan. I love the manga so much, and I'm like, it has been far too long since we got a new volume, but I'm thankful that it is finally coming. It is finally happening. I guess you would also say that's very true for this next one of Honey Lemon Soda Volume 11. I love how Kai looks on here. I feel like the ending of Volume 10 was a cliffhanger of sorts for different reasons, and I'm like, okay, I need this next volume because things came out, and I'm like, Kai was upset. Uka, I can't remember. I don't think she was crying at the end of this one like she was in a previous volume, but feelings were feeling. That is for sure. That is for sure. The last manga that I have before we go into Eyes Pressed titles is Me and My Beast Boss Volume 4. I did not realize this series was still ongoing. I thought it was a 3-volume series, but it's exciting to know that it's getting more volumes. I don't think I've seen anybody recently who's been talking about reading or anything, but I hope that those who are enjoying it and are excited, looking forward to this next volume that's going to be releasing. This one, though, for Eyes Pressed, the first one, is Marriage of Convenience Volume 4. I have deeply loved Volumes 1 and 2. They are amazing, but I confess I have a little bit of mixed feelings for this. Now, the cover here is absolutely beautiful, but if you look in the top left-hand corner, that there is a parental advisory warning up in the corner, and Eyes Pressed has confirmed they actually are printing the mature version of this series. I did know that there was a 14 and up version and an 18 up version because I got a very heated DM about recommending it probably about 2 years ago, and they're like, oh, that's not what I saw. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know that was a thing on top of it. So won't be continuing it physically, but I do want to continue the series digitally because I really enjoy it, and I was hopeful that we continue to have the 14 up because your girl doesn't feel confident that she can handle the steam of the series. Now, I don't know how steamy it gets, but just as a heads up about the series that it is going to be mature from Volume 4 and onward. But this next one, Kill the Villainess Volume 6, and I really love this cover. In fact, when I first started hearing about Kill the Villainess and looking into it, this is one of the big like promo images I kept finding online, or at least I really shared image, and I think it looks really great. I love how she looks in her green dress. I'm curious to know more about this guy. I do know who he is, but I don't know much about him. I actually just recently recommended the manhwa to a friend of mine, and I need to come back because I know several people have said, Laura, it's so good. It is a more sobering villainous read, and I did talk about that in a previous Top 5 Wednesday video during my villainous event. If I can, I'll leave it linked in the corner. It's very good though, and I would definitely recommend it, and I need to go see if my library has it. This last one though, it is the most prettiest cover, and that is The Merman Trapped in My Leg Volume 2. I can't personally recommend this because I had some issues with it, but the cover, the art, beautiful, stunning, gorgeous, It is incredible. And actually, I just came back to it the other day because a friend asked me about it. And man, the art just continues to level up in the series. And I knew I wanted to save it for last just because of how gorgeous and stunning it is. And hopefully, friends, you saw some interesting news today. Tell me what you're looking forward to, and maybe some of J Novel's ebooks that they have. Which ones or which one are you hoping that they print? And hopefully Fizz has licenses this upcoming week that we get a win from them and from J Novel. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!